Hello everyone, welcome to Rob's Repairs. Today, got a good one for you. Mustang motor part 3. I took a video and it didn't work out, so I'm making another video here. But I pulled the motor. I made a video putting the motor in, got it running, didn't run good, it was missing on a couple cylinders. Checked for spark, everything was all good. Check compression, low on 2 cylinders, brand new motor. Well, here the motor, long story short, the motor sat for about 5 months in my garage. And so what I ended up doing is pulling the motor out. Started pulling the, push the pistons out individually. Some I took all the way out, some I just took out a little bit to expose the 2 rings. And yeah, a couple of the pistons, two of the pistons, the ones I had low compression on, the rings were stuck in the ring glands. Only in a little bit, so they weren't moving good, and I believe it's from sitting and probably not enough oil or something in the cylinders from sitting so long. So I made a video on that, and then for some reason the video didn't work. Yeah, it didn't work. So I put the motor back in, fired it. It still runs like crap, but I instantly shut it off. Checked the compression, everything's good now. So the compression is good on all cylinders. I know it's firing on all cylinders, but is it firing properly on all cylinders? And it acts like it's out of time. The whole motor's just wiggling, and I didn't rev it or anything like that. So I called MSD today, and I'm thinking to myself, it's got to be electrical. I mean, I've checked everything. Even did a leak down test on it, but it's so fresh that my buddy said a leak down test really isn't going to work. As long as it's got compression, the valves are opening and closing. I was thinking maybe a valve is hanging up again, something crazy. So anyway, I'm pulling my hair out on this motor, and I'd fire it for you right now, but it's not worth it. Take my word for it, it's not even worth starting. Bottle feeding it right now because I don't have a gas tank in it. My idea was this thing was going to run great. I was going to let it sit. Didn't even want to put the radiator in or anything, but I ended up doing it because the guy told me I had to get the radiator in there, and in case it you don't want to overheat it. So yeah, so now I called MSD tech support, and they told me that if the coil goes out, you got no spark, that's it. There ain't no intermittent to make it miss. If the 6AL box goes out, same thing. You ain't got no spark. It ain't gonna make it miss. If it's out, it's out. There's something maybe inside here. If it starts going, if it's out, it just goes bad. You ain't got no spark. So there isn't anything in the system, according to the tech support line, the guy I talked to, that would make it miss, run and miss. He said if it's running, the only thing he could think of is there's a wire that runs to the distributor right here. It's right there in the back, and it routes through here, and it comes down through here. And he said, I did a good job on the wiring. I'm really picky when it comes to making stuff look somewhat decent. Anyway, he told me, he said that this line going to the distributor has to be 6 inches away from any other wire. And what's this wire that's wrapped up right next to the distributor signal wire? The coil wire. So I told him what I did and what was going on there, because I didn't really have any directions with this deal. I just read the directions on the back of the 6AL box on how to hook this thing up. Pretty simple. So anyway, he's thinking that it's this wire here. It's the coil wire interfering with the signal wire going into the distributor, and it's messing everything up. So I'm hoping that's what the problem is. They recommend standing these straight up and down. So I'd have to put it on the firewall if I was going to do that. I'd have to get a different bracket, but that's how Ford does it. They say the oil could drain out this way. So they want it straight up and down. I have another MSD and I bolted it right here, but I didn't know that it needed to be straight up and down until I was doing research. So I wanted to make a quick video on what I found out. Maybe we learned, I learned something on this MSD. I like it, but I did not know about this, these two wires here. The signal wire going into the distributor has to be 6 inches away from any other wire. So that's kind of a bummer deal for me, because I routed everything and it's all down underneath the core support now. It's all nice. I don't think, yeah, you can kind of see it there. I did a good job with all the wiring, and I had this 6AL box mounted too tight. When the radiator came in, it hit it, so I just moved it there. I'm gonna have to remount it, but other than that, everything is good. But now I got to pull the radiator again, so I can do the wiring right. It's not that big of a deal. I'll just pull the radiator out. It's all basically mocked it up. I learned that I have to move the 6AL box, and maybe I can do some other wiring or whatever that I need to do beforehand. And I was going to get a new alternator, but I hooked that up too, thinking that there wasn't enough power running everything, but that wasn't it either. So I'll make another video once I get this thing, once I get the radiator out, we'll get the wiring where it needs to be. I think I'm going to run the distributor wire on this side of the motor to the box. So that's all I have to change. But like I say, in order to do it, I basically have to get the radiator out of the way to do it right and not have to worry about, getting down in there. It ain't gonna work. So I'll just go the extra mile. I didn't even hook up the tranny lines because I had a bad feeling. I'm like, man, I'm gonna end up taking them off anyway. I'm pulling them. I thought I had to pull the motor, so I hope I don't have to pull it again. It pays to do the research, so I'm hoping that this dilemma will go away once I fix the wiring. So yeah, I just want to make a quick video on the progress I'm not making here, but that's all part of on working on cars. You're always going to run into a problem. You just have to figure out how to fix it. So as you can see, I got a tach set up over there just so I could see the RPMs. Just had a makeshift wire off of the 6AL box for the tach over to the battery. Power, that was it. So that's what that mess is. That's not going to stay there. But anyway, I appreciate you watching, liking, subscribing, maybe sharing if you like the video. If you know somebody hooking up a MSD, make sure they put that wire that goes to the MSD away from other wires. Otherwise, it's going to interfere with the signal. He said, yeah, it'll make it run erratic, it'll make it misfire, maybe not even spark. So I'm hoping that's the problem. So anyway, appreciate you watching and liking and subscribing, and I'll catch you on the next video. Thank you. Have a good day.